Hey love bugs, and welcome back to another story time video, or if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittney-Kay. I had so much positivity and love on my last story time video. I was very surprised, so I wanted to film another one for you guys because I saw how much you liked them and I got a lot of requests. I've been getting requests to do this video since this incident happened, and I've always been very nervous to talk about it because it was just like crazy. Like, it was a bunch of crazy stuff, so I didn't really want to talk about it, but I thought, you know what, like, people want to know what happened, and I'm an open book. I love you guys. I feel like y'all are my family, so I can just tell you anything. So let's get into this story about how I got all of my makeup stolen from me. First of all, can we just talk about like how weird it is for me to have my hair in a ponytail right now? Because like, I never have my hair in a ponytail, ever. When I was really young, I used to get bullied for this birthmark because people would tell me that it looked like I had a roach on my neck. So I always have had long hair to cover it and hide it, but I don't really care anymore. I actually love my birthmark. Everybody thinks it's a mole, but it is a birthmark. And yeah, I think it's really cool. But anyways, let's get into the story. I'm babbling. Okay, so I'm going to start this story off from the very beginning, so you can kind of get the setting of everything and all that was going on when this happened or before it happened and stuff like that. Okay, so this experience happened in, I'm pretty sure, the summer of 2016, so it wasn't that long ago, but it kind of feels like it was like forever ago already. And at the time, me and Nathan had just gotten together, and not too early, but we had been together for a couple of months. And if you've seen our video on how we met, you know that there was never really a date that we were like, oh, let's move in together. I kind of just slowly started bringing my stuff and leaving it at his house, and then it was like, I'm living here. So if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go watch it. It's how I met my boyfriend. So Nathan's car is a Nissan Versa, and his car does not have one of those like automatic locks, and it doesn't have like the automatic window like roll down thing. So you literally have to like get a handle and roll it down. Like, y'all remember those cars? He still has one of those cars. So basically, I wasn't moved in completely yet with Nathan, so I still had a bunch of my clothes in his car. I still had like my work uniforms, my work shoes in his car, and I would keep all of my makeup in his car. Now, when I say I kept all of my makeup in his car, I mean all of my makeup. Now, considering the fact that I had just started out and I was barely even growing my platform on Twitter at this time, I didn't have as much as I have now. But I did have more than like my friends had. Like, you know, like most girls had like one makeup bag and that was it. But I had two makeup bags, and I had a bunch of eyeshadow palettes, and then I had my brushes. And I kept all of that with Nathan because I did this because Nathan was the one who pushed me to do all of it. Like, he kind of pushed me to be like, oh, you need to post your looks, you need to take eye pictures, you need to start a YouTube channel, you need to start, you know, recording. I have a camera, you know, like, we can do this if this is what you want to do. So he was really the one motivating me to do all of this. So I grabbed all my makeup from home, and I was like, I'm ready to film a video when you're ready to film. Like, I was really nervous at the time because I was like, they're gonna hate me, like, they're gonna hate my videos, they're gonna think my makeup sucks, like all this stuff. But he really like helped me and motivated me to post my looks on Twitter, post them on Instagram, you know, stuff like that. So I had all my stuff in his car, you know, all my clothes, whatever. And we were going to Mike Lewis. And now Mike Lewis is a park around Grand Prairie. And I think it's around Grand Prairie. I don't really know that area that well, even though I lived there for like a year. But it's a park, and all of his friends always go to that park. They have like a volleyball thing. You can play soccer. You can bring your pets there. It's really fun. So we were there, and I was still kind of new to his friends. I was still kind of new to, you know, the whole area and all that. We were there. We were just hanging out. It was mainly him kind of playing volleyball. I was sitting in the car a lot because there were like a shitload of mosquitoes, and I don't play with that shit. So I was just like sitting in the car on my phone, whatever. And then I ended up falling asleep because I guess I was just really tired that day. So I fell asleep, and when I wake up, they're already ready to go. It's kind of already nighttime. And they're like, hey, one of his friends was like, hey, let's all go swimming at my pool. I was like, nobody's there, it's really fun, whatever. And so I was like, yeah, I'm down to go swimming, that sounds fun. So it's already really late, and the area is in Red Oak. So we go to Red Oak to his house, and we get there. And okay, so before we got there, I think we got Taco Bell. I'm pretty sure we got Taco Bell, or we got some type of fast food. And I remember I was gonna pay, so I took out a $20 bill. I normally always had cash on me because I was a waitress, so most of my money was in cash. And so I took out a $20 bill and I was like, here, you know, I'll pay for us. And I think Nathan was like, no, I'll pay, you know, being the gentleman that he is. He was like, I'll pay for you, I got you, boo. And I was like, okay, boo, pay for my food. So he pays for the food, and I don't put the 20 back in my wallet. I sat it in like the little cup holder. I don't know why. I think it was because I was still kind of tired. I'd just woken up, so I didn't feel like grabbing my wallet again, putting the money back. So I just put it in the little cup holder. So then we get to his place in Red Oak, his friend's place, and we're swimming, whatever. A bunch of his friends are there, and we're just, you know, having a good time. I get on one of the floats, we're swimming, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm not going to say any names in any of this because that's just not my right to, you know, throw anybody under the bus or anything like that. So some of his, I think it was his like cousin or his sister or something like that. Her and like her friends and like I guess it was her boyfriend, or I don't know these people, so I don't know who they are. And I still don't know who they are to this day. So they get there and they're kind of there for a little while. I don't really think anything of it. I'm just like, this is his house, like why am I gonna question, you know, who he has over here? So they get there and they're there for like 3 minutes and then they leave. And so me and Nathan were already getting ready to go too. So okay, so me and Nathan are already leaving, and when we leave, they leave with us, right? So they're driving like this truck and they take off, and Nathan had to go get something else inside, so I'm the first one to the car. And I opened the door, and then all the doors were unlocked. I opened the door, and the first thing I notice is, where's my 20? You know, like, I had it in the cup holder, and now it's not there. And I was like, maybe, like, I put it back in my wallet, and I just don't remember. Or maybe Nathan grabbed it, or I don't know. So I'm sitting in the car, and I'm just, like, waiting, and it's, like, really, really dark. And then Nathan comes out, and I think I asked him for, like, a drink or something. Or I don't know, but I was just sitting in the car, and he's like, where's my ice chest? And I was like, I don't know, because he had brought an ice chest to the park and it was in his car. And I was like, I don't know. And so he goes back inside to see if like somebody had grabbed his ice chest, and nobody there was like, no, you know, like nobody's been near your car or whatever. And so then I'm like, wait, his ice chest isn't in here. So I was like, and my 20 is not in here. So then I started like getting suspicious. So then Nathan comes back to the car, and I'm still sitting in the car. He comes back in the car, and he starts looking, and he's like, my Beats headphones are gone. Like, my ice chest is gone. And I was like, wait. And then it, like, hit me, like, all of my shit is in his car. So I start, like, looking through his car, like, everything, and I'm like, wait, did I have my makeup in his car, or did I put it in his house? Like, I don't remember. And then I was like, my clothes is gone, and then I was like, what is going on? Like, I was literally freaking out. And then Nathan was freaking out, and he was like, where's my ice chest? Where's my Beats? Like, all the expensive stuff that he had in his car was gone. So then I grabbed my wallet, like, so fast, and I open it up. All of my money is gone. All of my cash was gone. Now, my card and my ID, all of that was still in there. It was just the cash. And I was, like, freaking out. Like, I got heated so fast, and I was like, who fucking took it? Like, I ran back inside, I was questioning everybody, and then Nathan was like, no, maybe they didn't take your makeup, because that's mainly what I was afraid of, because as a waitress, I knew, like, money's money, like, I can make it back, you know, like, I can just work, and I'll make it back, but all of my makeup, like, that is my heart. That is my heart right there. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's just makeup, whatever, but, like, that's kind of who I am. Like, makeup helped me find who I am. And so I was really, really freaking out, and Nathan could tell that I was freaking out, so I think he was trying to calm me down, and he was like, no, you probably left it in my house, you know, because I would always put my makeup in and out of his car, put it in his house to do it, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe it is in your house, maybe I'm just overthinking, maybe I never brought it in the car, all this stuff. So we get all of our stuff, and he's like, let's go to my house, let's check, because that was really the main thing. Like, a lot of stuff had gotten stolen, but I think Nathan knew how much makeup meant to me, especially at that time, because I was just starting out on Twitter. I was just starting, you know, posting my looks. I was getting supporters, like, and it was just everything to me, you know, and it still is everything to me, but I think then was when I was the most vulnerable to it, because I was really insecure. I didn't know if people were gonna like it. I didn't know if people, you know, were gonna hate it, or, you know, I just didn't know. So it was very It was very important to me. We drive to his house. It's probably already like 2 or 3 a.m. and I run inside his house. Like I storm inside his house and I run to his room and I'm literally throwing things around, like looking for everything. I can't even explain the feeling that I had when I found out that it wasn't there. Like, and I'm telling you, like, I looked, like, we woke up his mom was looking for it with us. Like, I didn't know if maybe she misplaced it or if she was like cleaning his room and she, like, I don't know, threw it out on accident. I don't know. I was just thinking of anything to not come to the conclusion that it got stolen. So I didn't find it, and so I jump in the car. I jump in the car because I had my car still at his house. I jump in my car, and I never drive my car when I'm with Nathan. Like, even today, like, I still don't really drive my car. And I was ready to go. I was like, I'm going back to Red Oak. I'm gonna find who the fuck stole my shit. Like, I'm going back. And it's 3 in the morning, and I'm like in tears, just crying. And Nathan like runs outside after me, and he opens up the car door, and I was like, shut the door. Like, cause I was just so hurt. Like, I was like, why would somebody steal my stuff? Like, why would somebody steal my makeup? So he opens the car door and I'm literally like in tears. Like, I'm pretty sure if I would have drove, like, I probably would have crashed because I couldn't even see because my eyes were just like so watery. Like, I was crying so bad. And he was like, I'll buy you all the makeup back. Like, I'll buy it all for you. I don't care. All this stuff. He was just trying to make it better. And I was like, no, like, that's... Like, I don't want you to buy it all back. Like, makeup is so expensive. Like, if you are into makeup, you know makeup is so expensive. And I had spent so long, like, I started doing makeup when I was like 16. And I didn't start posting my stuff until I was 19. So from 16 to 19, that collection was like everything to me. I was so proud of it. I had worked so hard for that stuff. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't want you to buy it back. I want my makeup back. You know what I mean? Like, I want my stuff back. And I was just crying and I was like, that's it. Like, honestly, the feeling that I had in my mind was, that's it. Like, I'm over. Like, this is over. Like, I'm done. I'm not gonna like do looks anymore. Like, I don't have my makeup. Like, this is a sign that I should just quit now. Like, that's honestly... Okay, that's honestly how I felt at the time. Like, I was like, that's it, I'm done. Like, this is a huge sign. Obviously this just isn't meant for me. And he was like, don't say that, like, don't think like that. We're gonna get your makeup back. Like, we're gonna find who has it and we're gonna get it back. So I get on the phone and I call up his friend and I'm like, who are the people that were there? I need their names and I need their addresses. And he was like, I don't know their addresses. He was like, but I know their names. And I was just hysterical. Like, I was ready to fight. I was like, who took it? Who did it? Because I need to know. Because I'm finna show up at your house. Like, it was just so bad. It was really bad. And so the whole entire night I spent trying to figure out who did it. And I had blamed a couple people because I figured out who those people were. And they, like, I was calling them and I was talking to the girl and I was like, I need my fucking shit back. Like, why did you take my shit? Like, and I know it wasn't right for me to blame her because, like, still to this day, I don't really know if she took it. I don't really care anymore. But at the moment, I was like, there was nobody else outside. There was nobody else with us. There was nobody else who would have known that we had that kind of stuff in our car. And so I was just going off and she was like, look, like, it wasn't me. We didn't have nothing to do with that. Like, I don't even know you, all this stuff. And I was like, whatever. So I just kept going off. And then, so I was tweeting about it as everything was happening. I was like, oh, my fucking makeup got stolen. Like, I was just hysterical. Like, my emotions were everywhere. And so people were like, hey, like, we know this girl, here's where she lives, here, you know, they were like, my supporters were literally investigators. Like, they were on top of that shit. And so me and Nathan, we were laying down and I was just crying to him and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And this was after I had already, like, tried to fight all of Grand Prairie. So I was just like, I was just accepting defeat, I guess. And it was probably like 5, 6 in the morning. And I was just like, I'm done, dude. Like, that's it. Like, I just gotta deal with it. Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm never gonna find out. And it wasn't until later on that I found out that our car wasn't the only car that was broken into. There were multiple cars in that street that were broken into. Actually, the friend that we were at, his truck got broken into, and they stole a bunch of stuff as well. So, I mean, it made me feel kind of better that it wasn't a personal thing, because for a moment I was like, somebody had to have known. Like, somebody who doesn't like me had to have known that my makeup was in there, and they took it all just to hurt me. But it wasn't that. I don't think it was that, because there was a lot of cars that did get broken into on that block, and supposedly there had been a lot of break-ins in Red Oak at the time, so that kind of made me feel a little bit better, but then it really didn't. Also, that reminds me, so when I was like going haywire on these people, like blaming them, they told me that they had filed a police report because, again, like I said, multiple cars did get broken into, and they took a statement with the police saying that they didn't do it and all this stuff. And one of Nathan's friends also confirmed that, so there was a police report. So I was just like crying to him, and I was like, this is my karma. Honestly, like, I didn't tell him that, but in my mind, I was like, this is my karma. This is I'm a huge believer in karma. Honestly, I really, really, really do believe in karma. I've seen it firsthand. This situation, for example, at the time when this was all going around, I explained in my last video, like, there was just a bunch of nasty things going on in my life and bad things, and I wasn't a good person, and I can say that. I know I wasn't a good person at the time. I'm very, very proud of how much I've grown since this, and I'm very proud of how much, like, I've just matured, because, like, I was very immature back then, and I was just really childish, and I can admit that, because I know, like, coming so far, I look back and I'm just like, who is she? Who is that girl? I don't know her. I don't have anything to do with her. But, so I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing at that time. And I think this was my karma. I think this was my wake-up call. And I was just like, fuck. Like, this fucking sucks. Like, this sucks. Like, no way am I gonna be able to, like, buy all of this back. So I'm laying there and I'm, like, tweeting. And all of my friends at the time, like, my supporters, were DMing me like, I'm so sorry this happened to you, like, that's terrible, all this stuff. And something happened that I just was not, like, in a million years, I was not expecting. I have a friend, and I will say her name because I love her. Her name is Alex, and she is from Dallas as well. We hit it off pretty good when I had first started Makeup Twitter. What they call it, and I still talk to her now. She's a really cool girl. She's amazingly talented with makeup, so definitely go check her out. So I think she texted me, or she texted Nathan, or she DM'd Nathan, and she was like, what's Brittney's email address? And I was like, my email address? That's weird, but I, like, gave it to her, or Nathan gave it to her. And then she told me, she was like, hey babe, check your emails. I look at my email, and it is a gift card to Sephora. Still remember the feeling that I got when I saw that gift card. Like I said, makeup is who I am. Like, that's literally who I am. Like, I found myself in makeup, and to have it all taken away from me, and just to even get one gift card, even a possibility to get some of that back, was just like, was just completely mind-blowing. To know that this girl that I hadn't even known for that long, that I don't even think we had met in person yet, had sent me this gift card, like had sent me money to pursue my dreams, to keep going, like that was just, like, out of my mind. Like, I didn't have friends like that at the time. Like, I did not have people that were willing to do that for me just for a dream, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't even reality at this point. Like, I was still so small at this time, and like, there was a chance that I wasn't ever gonna be anything with makeup, you know? And so just to know that she was willing to give up her hard-earned money for me, that blew my mind. Like, that still to this day blows my mind, and I still am forever grateful for her. Like, I posted it on Twitter, and I was like, I can't believe you did this for me. Like, that's crazy. So I was just a huge mess. I was just crying the whole night, and Nathan was like, okay, stop crying, like, calm down. And so then more people were sending me gift cards, and I was just like, I was so happy, because in that moment, that's when I knew, like, it wasn't even about the money, and it wasn't even about the makeup. I was just happy because, like, these strangers, like, complete strangers, people I had never met in my life, were, like, I don't even know how to say it. They were believing in me. You know what I mean? Like, that was really a huge eye-opener, because then it wasn't just about me anymore. It was about people wanting to see my looks. They wanted to see my looks so badly that they literally gave me money so that I could continue to pursue my dreams. That is such a bold and, like, uncommon action. Like, you don't see that every day. Like, you don't see people bending themselves over for somebody that's just starting out, you know, that's just, like, it's just, oh my god, I did not know this was gonna be like an emotional video. So it just blew my mind, and even today, like, it's hard to believe that people would really do that for me. And I just, it's just really crazy. And I was so grateful, and I was so surprised, and I was so emotional, and I was like, they want to see my looks. Like, they want to see me continue on. They want to, like, they believe in me. These people that I don't even know, like, they want to see me do good, and they want better for me. And that's when I was like, okay, like, you know what? No, like, this isn't gonna stop me. This isn't gonna, like, ruin me. I'm not gonna let this end me. I'm gonna continue on. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And that's just how I felt. I was like, you know what? Yeah, this may have been my karma, and maybe this is what I deserve, but now I'm starting over. Like, I'm starting completely over. Like, this is a whole fresh new Brittney. Like, I need to really dedicate myself to these people, because look at how much they've given me. Like, honestly, still, like, now, like, I don't have people, like, giving me money, which I don't need people to give me money, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to, you know, send me money or anything like that, but it's like, because you're already doing so much for me. Like, you have no idea how much just a subscribe or a like or a comment or anything does for me. Like, you have no idea. It's not even about the views. It's not even about the numbers. It's just the fact that I know that there are people out there who genuinely like what I do, who really love watching my videos, who really love who I am as a person. And from being a 16-year-old girl who was super insecure and just going through terrible times and not believing in herself at all, to now, like, having almost 50,000 people subscribe to my channel. Now having 50,000 followers on my Instagram who are constantly messaging me how I inspire them, how I motivate them, how they see me doing it and they think, if she can do it, I can do it. That alone is enough to, like, I can die happy. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can take that from me. Nobody can tell me that I'm doing wrong, because, I mean, I have y'all there with me, you know? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. In no way, shape, or form am I perfect. I have made 101 million mistakes in my past, and I'm probably gonna make 101 million more mistakes. And that's just life. Y'all deserve to see, you know what? I may be in this situation right now, but Brittney was in this situation, and look what she did, you know? But Brittney used to be like this, but look at her now. You know, that's what I want. I want to be that symbol for you guys. I just want to tell y'all, like, I know this is a story time video, and I know you're probably like, damn girl, you're getting really emotional right now, but I get messages every day of people, you know, telling me that they don't have a lot of money to be buying makeup, or that they don't really have a lot of people, you know, right next to them encouraging them to do this, that people are telling them, like, no, like, everybody's trying to be a beauty guru now, like, why do you want to be like everybody else, all this stuff. And I just want to tell you, makeup aside, if you don't even like makeup, if you're just watching this video because it landed on your recommended videos, like, I want to tell you, whatever you want to do it. Do it. Don't let anybody tell you, like, no, you don't need to do this, or there's going to be so many people who are going to tell you not to do it. And it's going to be the best feeling in the fucking world when you can sit down and be like, bitch, I fucking did it. Tell me I can't do it, because I did it. Because here I am. You know what I mean? Like, so, but, so that whole situation really, I feel like it was meant to happen. Like I said in my last video, I feel like God puts situations in your life for a reason. I feel like God puts you through these things for a reason. And that was just my karma. That was my wake-up call to show me, like, quit your shit. Like, you are not in a good place right now, and you need to get better, because there are people who are waiting on you to do better. There are people who are pushing you to do better, so you need to fucking get your shit together. Like, that's honestly what I felt like that situation was. And meeting you guys has changed my whole world completely, like my whole entire world. And I know this is supposed to be a whole story time video. I mean, I'm pretty much done telling the story, but I can't say any of this. I can't tell that story without telling the huge part that y'all had in it. I would not be here without you. So I don't want to get all emotional on you. I don't know how you're feeling right now. I don't know if you're crying or if you're annoyed and you're just like, okay, Britt, like, I subscribed because I wanted to see makeup tutorials, not your whole life story. So I'm gonna stop babbling because this video is probably gonna be like 30 minutes long again. But I just want to say fuck you, whoever stole my makeup, but also thank you, because had you not have done that, who knows where I would be right now. That is it for this story time. I'm done talking. I'm done. It's so hot in my recording room right now. I'm like dying and I'm starving, so I'm probably gonna go eat. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. I hope I didn't get too emotional on you guys. And don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. And until next time, comment below if you want to see more storytime videos. If you want a tutorial on this look, this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. My go-to palette since I got it. And I just love you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.